And just a great line, though.
Yeah.
Like, don't be scared, kid. Come with me.
Yeah. What's going on, YouTube? It's the Bushy Beard, and I'm back, and I'm bushier than ever. And today I have
John.
a thing, and we are going to react to Mac Miller, Angel Dust.
Angel Dust.
Yeah,
That's PCP, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is that actually about PCP? I mean,
I've never heard the song.
out. Ah, okay, cool.
So just to give you some background, I think it's either an album or a mixtape. I think it's a mixtape. I don't really know the difference between the two, to be honest. Faces is heralded as one of his best creations. It's when he had the most he was most addicted to drugs at this time.
That explains Angel Dust.
Yeah, and he didn't think he was gonna live past the creation of this album. Oh. Because he thought he was gonna die of drugs or something, of an overdose and things like that. Because he was heavy into it.
He did die of drugs, though, right?
Yeah, later. But there was a time of soberness between it. So this came out in 2015. He got sober when he dated Ariana Grande, and then they broke up. And he was still somewhat off of hard drugs, but he was back on marijuana and things like that. And he got marijuana. But he got some that was mixed with the wrong things, an upper and a downer, and it caused him to die. So.
Wait, so he died from smoking bad pot?
I think so, yeah. I might be wrong.
I've never heard of that before. Wow.
But yeah. So here we go. We're going, and I think it was actually mixed with Angel Dust.
Oh,
so
we'll do it.
Yeah, let us check it out.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Whew.
I like that intro. That's really cool sounding, especially with the horns and the the 40s style record overlay on it.
Yeah.
That's really neat sounding.
He, as a musician and an artist, he creates all of his soundtracks. There's tracks that he raps over or sings over, and so he's very creative and particular about each one. And most of them have a different sound to it. So it's nice. A really cool thing. It's his artistic ability is really good.
That's really admirable.
Yeah.
This is not a music video though. This is just a.
Correct. Yeah. No,
there wasn't one made.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That trip. Yeah. Okay. Writing on writer's block. Haven't slept in days, they wanna put me in the psycho watch. Everyone's afraid of what I do inside my studio. Worried I'ma lose control, they ruffling my feathers and they shuffling the Yu-Gi-Oh.
So
I like that.
Yeah.
They're ruffling my feathers, man.
But he had his own studio in his house. And so what he would do is he would not really lock himself, but that's where he spent most of his time. He even talked about there was a birthday party going on, his birthday party going on upstairs, and he was downstairs in the studio, not even caring. And he even references it one time. It's there's a party for me upstairs, but nobody even knows I'm not there. Saying everybody's there to just have a good time, not really to celebrate him. And his studio is pretty well known. He has some really big artists come through and stuff like that. So yeah.
Execution flow, at your neck like new cologne. Uno dos, bitch, I'm in your head like Freddy Krueger though.
My brain fried, always chasing the same high. I'm too fucked up to function, do nothing but waste time.
Woke up annihilated, lying on the pavement, covered in items I regurgitated under a fire escape. And I know that it's Friday, cause every Friday they have a parade in front of City Hall. Hear them celebrate, they having a ball. My pupils dilated, highly dehydrated. I'm lost inside a giant matrix, isolate myself from eyes I find content.
I lost track a little bit there towards the end of what he was saying, but
I'll go back a little bit.
It sounded like he's trying to cope with and deal with the party himself.
Yeah. Well, also I think he's talking about his trip on drugs.
Okay.
So this is what is going through his mind, what he's seeing and things like that. Even though he doesn't necessarily know what day it is, he knows what day it is because they're having a parade in front of City Hall.
Interesting.
And stuff like that. So
I know that, like, I mean, I've never experienced angel dust before, but from like a medical standpoint, it removes you from your nerves. So like you no longer feel pain at all. Like you could literally just like rip open your chest cavity and be fine. In fact, I think it was in like a movie about that. But
that's weird.
And so like a lot of people die from jumping off buildings because they think they can fly. They're like invincible on that. So I'm curious if that'll come into play with this, like as this trip progresses. If he starts feeling invincible,
he might. We'll see.
In front of City Hall, hear them celebrate, they having a ball. My pupils dilated, highly dehydrated. I'm lost inside a giant matrix. Isolate myself from eyes I find contagious. Jump above the come down. I'm strung out, nodding off inside the dugout. Don't be scared, just come with me. It feels so good to feel this free. What are you?
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, before that, I was thinking that like he does a good job with his rhymes and with you know the layout of the words for sure. It's enjoyable, and then it very smooth transition into the chorus, and just a great line though. Like, don't be scared, kid, come with me.
I just his stuff is so he's a great storyteller.
Yeah.
Like I can picture it, even though I've never been high. Like the chorus makes me think of like Alice in Wonderland.
Really?
Like he's going to like he's getting like a guide into another dimension kind of thing. And it feels like that kind of like surreal sounding thing to me. I don't know why, but that's where my mind goes.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, okay. It's hilarious that don't be scared, kid. It's just a little angel dust.
Just a little angel. Not
just
a lot.
Little of
just
one of the most dangerous drugs on the planet. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm playing hot potato on a Winnebago. The chips are stale, they taste okay though.
What's up?
I said it sounds fun though. Don't do drugs.
Don't. Not approved.
I'm playing hot potato on a Winnebago. The chips are stale, they taste okay though when they dipped in queso. And what's an angel with a miss a halo? She would drop out of school to take a trip to Dayglow. Found a 20 laying by the sewer rats.
What's Dayglow?
I think it's like a festival or something like that. It's like I think I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
School to take a trip to Dayglow. Found a 20 laying by the sewer rats. You know, little Stuart hasn't been in any movies lately. He spent his paychecks on cocaine and latex. His agent working hard to try and book him a commercial. What I do should not concern you. Do this till I turn blue. Not Eric Sermon, not more Merlin curses. Turn him into bird food. Hurry to make the first move. I'm walking like Herschel.
That's great.
Yeah. I think
Turn him
it's,
into bird food.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. He's talking about like Stuart Little.
Yeah.
Can't find work anymore, and so he spends all his money on drugs and latex and
cocaine and latex.
Yeah.
That's great.
Versus turn him into bird food. Hurry to make the first move. I'm walking like Herschel. And now we at the end of verse 2. Oh. Don't be scared, just come with me. It feels so good to feel this free. What are you afraid of? Tell me what you made of. Yeah. What are you afraid of? It's just a little angel dust.
You know, there's a medical condition that is like you can't feel pain at all.
Yeah, it's very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Because it's usually from birth, and so they never understand how to like be afraid of things.
Right, and like they don't know if they're on fire and stuff like that.
Life is literally just like a movie to them.
Yeah, they're superheroes.
They usually die very young.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah. I really liked his end of verse 2.
Yeah.
And I guess this is the end of verse 2. Okay. I liked the beat change there.
Yeah.
It was both like smooth but also jarring at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it flowed well, but it was a very sudden, significant beat change, which I think emphasizes what he's talking, because he shifts from "this is great, we're having a great time, come on kid, this will be great," to "don't mess with this."
Yeah.
So that's,
it serves its purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beat change serves its purpose of like distinctly showing the different sides.
Yeah, and that's clever. And I think that thing I was talking about before about the verse 2 change is I think part of it as well, because he's like, when you're high and you're doing it's like it's really easy to just like completely lose track and be like, oh wait, I guess it's the end.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, shit.
That was a funny end.
Yeah. So I like it a lot.
Yeah, it was good.
It was
a lot
fun.
of good lyrical,
And it's not just like classic
Gymnastics.
rapper,
Yeah, it's not at all. It felt very unique, and like I was saying right at the beginning, I like the use of the horns and a very interesting take on the whole experience.
Yeah.
And you said it felt like kind of like Alice in Wonderland. I usually think of Alice in Wonderland as more of a looping melodic style. This was more of a sort of consistent methodical beat that I think lended itself really well to exactly what he's talking about. 'Cause you haven't experienced it before, but some of those drugs do, you sort of ease into it, and it does feel like you're kind of jamming.
Okay.
And then you suddenly hit that moment where it's like either you're done or it's too much or it's not the right, and then it's not good, right?
I gotcha.
Bad trip. And so I think that's where that beat change happened. He was like, don't mess with this, right? Because that's where he hit that point, and it really changed. And so, yeah. I think that was kind of, at least that's what I took from it. Was
Yeah, no, I could see that. That's definitely a good thing. Yeah, I like a lot of his music. Like that like cover art, it just
That's
looks
neat.
like somebody drew when they were high.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it does kind of. The hand being all wonky like that looks like the, what's the guy's name? The Clocks. I don't remember his name, but.
Edward Scissorhand.
Oh no, that's a guy from a movie. I was talking about the painter with the clocks, but
yeah,
I don't know.
But I'm gonna give it an A-.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think altogether A- sounds about right. That's a good rating.
Yeah, it just because it's so unique. Like
I actually kind of hate to rate it that because you did. Like it's kind of just like bandwagoning, but that fits really well.
Yeah, I think he is bandwagon. But that's all right. We'll let it pass. No, I'm joking.
Definitely bandwagon.
But yeah, so I'm glad that you finally got to hear Mac Miller.
Yeah, I was surprised at actually how good he was. I did not anticipate that.
Yeah. So,
So.
that same thing when they first introduced me to Mac Miller, I was like, wow, that was completely different than what I had pictured.
Yeah, I was honestly, from what I'd heard, just like nothing specific, but I was picturing something more like Pitbull or, a more intense.
Right.
Which I very much appreciated it was not. So.
Yes. Anyways, until next time, YouTube, smile like you mean it from the Bushy Beards.